Good evening, my fellows. Today we're playing Genshin. I'm playing as my favorite guy, Nuvalet, because he absolutely destroys right now. I don't have him built perfectly, but I'm also out of resin, so we're gonna do some questing. You can see here, kind of running low, but I'm still gonna run one domain right before I start, because I'm trying to get some better artifacts. Damn, the screen's bright. Alright. I also got some candy. I could probably mute my mic when I'm chewing my candy. Or you could enjoy ASMR from it. Alright. Hopefully I actually get something good. I'm looking for a crit hat that matches his Marishus Hunter.
Let me weave you a bird.
Clouds high. The birds come into the wind.
Fuck these guys. See, he's just... Man, he's just so good. God, I love him. Tell used to be my baby. Well, I guess you could say she still is. But right now, I'm all about this guy.
The tides beckon.
No, my sword. Coming through.
Yep.
Bow your head.
Dunzo. It's not the perfect setup for damage team. Not real meta, I would say. But it meshes well. At least, I think so. I got one of my favorite characters, Kirara. Finally have a chance to use her. Because I don't really care for Dendro. She provides shielding, a couple reactions. This kid gives me minor heals, a little protection. Kazuha is a given. He's just so good. And then, the main man. He needs a little bit of shield and protection, healing, since his health goes up and down constantly. And he's quite vulnerable when he's in his charge state. So I think it kind of comes together, makes a pretty good team. Still doing decent damage. Oh, got a crit hat, got a 5-star, or I got a hat. It's a 5-star, and it's exactly what I wanted. Substats could be better, but main stat crit damage. That never happens. I got lucky. It's because I'm recording. Got that recording luck. And my light is bright. I think maybe if I turn a light on back there, it'll make it a little better. Gosh. Wow. I am really happy about this hat. That's quite exactly what I needed. Again, the substats could be better, but I'm kind of just building his starting artifacts. Good main stats. We'll get into the nitpickiness later once the rest of the team's done, and I actually have resin. But we're gonna use the old one to roll into this one. Please be double. Ah, you bastard. Nice. EM and HP. Good use for him. And I'm a little bit out. So, again, right before we start questing, I'm gonna try to get this up a little. Go to my teapot. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
This
I
realm
wonder how my
is
streams and
truly
recordings
beginning
differ
to
from one of my
thrive.
friends versus
I
by
cannot
myself.
help but
Probably don't joke around as much, do as many funny voices as I would with friends, but... If you're here watching, you're here watching. Let's see, what were they doing? I already did this. Rome Depot. Yeah, this is what I wanted. I need Sanctifying Essence. Am I gonna use all my money for this? Yes. Absolutely.
if you ever
Importante. If I get it to 16, it'll already be just as good as the last one. And it's currently at 13, so let's see. Pretty close. Could probably sacrifice some of these, but that's not wise. I should probably put a timestamp in my video when I actually start questing. Nah, I just wrote raw stream. Because I do want to do one more thing. We're gonna re-roll our 5 stars into something better. Ooh, what do I need though? We need something for Kirara. She needs... I don't know what she needs. I don't think it's on here. So either Emblem of Severed Fate or Nobilis. We'll just roll Nobilis. Could always use Nobilis. EM, crit rate, attack, HP. I probably don't need much of this shit. I know all of these Nobilises I don't want. Well, I won't be stupid. I'll look at them first. Definitely don't need these. Need 2 more. So what's this? HP, Nobilis. Probably want that. ER, crit rate, HP. This one doesn't seem as good. And cryo damage. That's pretty good, but I'm not building cryo anytime soon. Now we'll take a look at these. I don't even need this on her, so I need to put this stuff on my boy Bennett. Pretty sure he needs to stack HP. So what does she got? EM, crit damage, crit rate, crit damage. Ooh. This one's good. Put that on him. Attack. Which one of these has HP? Flat. Crit rate, ER, and HP. That's probably the best one. Attack. HP percent. Yeah, he definitely needs HP for this one, so I'll skip that. And give him a healing bonus. Off piece. HP. Yeah. And she's all good. For now. Okay, let's start questing. I'm gonna turn that light on. There's no way. That's too bright. Yeah, that seems better. That definitely seems better. Alright, so we're in the middle of, let's see here, Chapter 4, Act 4. I think that's the last act for the new Fontaine region. So if you haven't seen that, there's a spoiler alert. Here's your spoiler right now. Going to meet up with Writhsley to figure out the rest of all the secrets happening here. Turns out there's a basement.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or... Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Absolutely.
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Okay. We'll see. Oh, why am I only traveler? Oh, I don't like that. If I have to fight as him, I better put something good on. No, no, no. Gladiators, yes. Mm-hmm. Good enough. I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look.
Sounds good, buddy. This room is really empty, with nothing in here, which is quite strange on its own. There's also a device smack dab in the middle of the room, which looks like some kind of massive sluice gate.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that
fuck
gate
is
ever since I
sluice?
assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses what the reading could be tracking?
Water pressure.
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
Primordial seawater.
The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that
Right.
rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater?
And that is precisely the problem.
Oops.
We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising.
Primordial seawater is continually leaking into the sea?
Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate.
Oh.
For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us.
Damn.
If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the primordial sea at all. Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
Holy crap.
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves." And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves.
This stuff is pretty cool.
But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld.
What a cool game.
Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea. To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third. Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Yeah, he's gonna show me something. What we got?
This is it.
He's got such a cool coat.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
I wish he wasn't cryo.
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone. Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
I know you two.
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
Yeah.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
Yo, she's kind of bad.
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
And who?
He's the one who blew the whole institute sky high.
He's
Everyone knew he was a bit crooked in the head.
Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his
This guy's not
assistant,
cool at
Jurier
all.
is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Yeah, now we're
What a
talking.
lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Yeah.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and
Oh,
is
yeah.
also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be
3
Edwin's
yellow.
assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
3 yellows,
Ooh,
1
are
pink.
they together?
Starburst. This is good. Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything then.
They're lying.
Follow me.
They're lying as heck.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
I think he just called Paimon annoying.
Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Is this just a normal room? Surely not.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Whoa. Big ship.
What a huge ship? This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
There's a ship in this story too?
This is sick.
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal.
I got her.
Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
I'll show you my kitty real quick. Hello, kitty. This is Milky. She's fun. She's got a little nub tail. Whoop. Her parents didn't like her very much. So she got abused, and I had to rescue her and bottle feed her when we got her. She was living in my wife's car engine. Fiance, I should say, but yeah.
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
What do you see?
I'll leave you here for now.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, you can't have that.
No
mine.
worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
In other words, if I want to tell Lenny the truth...
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great.
What do you want, bud?
I look forward to what happens next.
Quest completed. Well, that's quite a lot. I want to say hi to peoples. She's got her own little bed right here. You just want to be close by. Alright. Heading to the infirmary.
We're back!
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
Everybody's
You'd be so
always
much like
offering me
Riley,
tea.
always drinking tea.
Yeah, Paimon gets it.
Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from
Her
the
voice seems
leaves
familiar.
to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been
gonna look
Risley
up
and
her ice
Seashween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Neris
Very
Guignones?
well. Then, would you mind checking
That
your
doesn't
answers
sound
against my
familiar.
speculations?
Then he sounds a lot more like his old self.
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sejuin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Mirapede.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
I thought they already knew all that.
That's
guess
our
not.
Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Child for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meropide is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land.
She's Mirko, the bunny girl in My Hero Academia. That's where I heard it from.
As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Linny's grasp of the big picture is amazing.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip, and it could be important enough for Father to deal with him directly. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
I sure do, my good sir. Yeah, bye.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Wriothesley have known that?
He used to
Or
be an
perhaps
orphan.
he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Maybe?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Linny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't mention it. Paimon is hungry. Hungry?
Paimon,
Whose toes are
Paimon's hungry.
those? Is it dinner time?
You've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Go to the cafeteria. Okay. Yo, bro. There we go. Kirara, my beloved.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Welfare meals.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
I hope we get something
Traveler
good.
Paimon, over here.
Probably not.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss Siegewing?
Siegewing.
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
We can choose. Oh yeah.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
The super lucky. The tastiest or the biggest? Tastiest, bro.
Me too. Don't
Bro.
forget Paimon. No problem. Just
Quality
leave
over
it to me.
quantity.
So delicious.
So delicious. Free dinner's the absolute best.
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second. We did do plenty of work after all.
Paimon,
Feeling
you're the
full yet?
biggest freeloader
How's
I
the food?
know.
Delicious.
Exquisite. Thank you.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved. Which suggests that
She
you're feeling
got
quite relaxed at the moment. Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
Yes.
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
Why does she have skin
You're really
color
good
if
at
she's a
taking care of
Melazine?
people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Paimon, that's rude.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear. Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well? Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that Linny wouldn't impulsively chase after his brother. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through. It's just what we do down here at the fortress.
It did get a little
At
dicey
least this has
for
been
a
His
minute.
Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nerviolet would come down here more often too.
Nerviolet?
I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Yeah. I think I'm getting a little tired myself. We must push on. Ooh, ooh. Perhaps a friend will join us on some Genshin. It is 11:41. I could inquire, but I don't have any residents, so not much co-op opportunity there. I'll keep it a solo stream today.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Maybe I'll switch over to Valorant. Oh, Paimon fell asleep immediately.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
For free. A little freeloader.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running?
The sea.
No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh. Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
What's that sound? Gotta be the water. Oh, gosh. Prison break.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, thank goodness!
Thank goodness.
Crystal and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
Yeah, I think they might.
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Lavaroon was
Oh,
saying
boy.
you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
You said His Grace said to evacuate outward?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Oh, I think it is Paimon.
Wait,
I think
what?
it is that thing.
What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey, hey! Be careful!
Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible. Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards.
Ooh. Going to the Forbidden Zone. We gotta check this shiz out. Cutscene, yes.
They're here.
Just like I said.
We have it!
Bro, those buttons are holding on for dear life. She does look
You're
like a
just
cool
in
character,
time.
though.
But be ready to run.
Oh, baby. That's not, yeah, that's not gonna stop it.
Three, two, one.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
That was sick. Cinematics are so cool.
Neuvillette? Why are you here?
He knows.
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Gosh dang. There must be... There it is. Hello, Hydroculus. I know I have important matters and everything, but... You know... Oh, she wants the bird. One Hydra Sigil away. Alright. I got a mission to do anyway. Gotta protect Farina.
Look! There are a ton of Fatilian Palais Mermonia people over there! The knave is probably here already. We need to hurry!
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up!
Are you two the traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I will do my best. A bit of tea, isn't it?
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
That's right,
Of course,
miss.
of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my
Good
pleasure to make
recovery.
your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Greeting. Pleasure. I can say greetings, or I can say pleasure to meet you too. It's a pleasure.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time. See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day. Here, why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
That's one cake. They make one cake a day. That doesn't really seem that exclusive, to be honest.
Traveler, what do you think of this
But-
cake?
Sure. It's quite tasty, and I think Paimon agrees too. What's with all these pleasantries? I think it's time to fight.
So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I.
Child should have no reason to have said something like that.
I
She's
wonder
playing
how
with me.
he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know.
I don't believe that for a
He's an excellent
second.
swimmer.
Damn, her eyes are cool though.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
These guys are lying. They're lying.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Neuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary
she
people,
getting
my
at?
colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Neuvillette.
I managed to find a few leads on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
Thank you.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
She's really panicking.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
Paimon, shut up!
And just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirapede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
She's interested now. We don't know.
The Fortress of Mirapede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also no evidence that he's been injured or killed.
That is good news.
Schrodinger's child.
His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
How the hell should I know? She's turning up the pressure. Not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can try to distract her from Farina. Sounds good to me, sure.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
She panics a lot. She's good at under pressure,
Hold
though.
on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
Was she trying to turn her into seawater?
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Oh, yeah. Here comes the fighting. It's just the door.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Oh, I was on the money!
So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess.
You're not from here.
Who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
They don't seem worried at all. This is gonna be epic.
A day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
Lucio!
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
Oh my god, I just thought of something. The Oratrice. Oh.
Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
The Oratrice that gives verdicts. What if it's people that have been swallowed by seawater? That's why it's like conscious and stuff.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
I hope I'm right about that too.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I highly doubt that. Things were heating up, just as the cutscene transitioned. Oh yeah.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house.
Ah, yeah.
Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
Damn!
I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high!
This is emotional.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Annelise Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium. But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone. Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must—
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Paimon's coming too!
What a heavy conversation. Okay, Farina.
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Sounds good. Follow the knave. What is up with the Oratrice? Methinks I'll take a look. Do 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 do. Looks like I can observe something up there. How do I get up there? I gotta go to the front. Am I able gonna do that without triggering a cutscene? Nope, doesn't look like it. Nah, so close.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
That's what Paimon thought.
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
I didn't think that's what you wanted to talk about.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children.
Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me. By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
Uh-oh. This is a loaded question.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
You speak.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you!
Kitty!
You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait.
Cat looks a little
After
scared.
all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me! I'm begging you, please!
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Damn!
Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Udex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the Fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Udex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Udex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the Fortress of Meripede will be a front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
I like it.
You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
She told us that?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Udex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either. I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Udex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together.
Here he comes. Shh. Neuvillette.
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Thanks.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
As for what happened on our side...
So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out. though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
I would like to ask you the questions.
Permission granted.
Does this mean you have some deeper connection with the Hydro Archon?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though.
He didn't like that.
You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Oh.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the Dragon Sovereign of Water.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
Neverlet, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the Dragon Sovereign of Water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you were able to force back the Primordial Sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood. They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Heck yeah.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Alright. Return to the prison to learn more about everyone's situation. Okay. Sure. Why not? Let's check something real quick, like. Everything's above? Okay. We go this way to investigate.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Papa. Hello, my friends.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
Ace.
A bare teeth cat?
That's not a
Well,
suit.
well, look who it is.
What I said was also not a suit. Spades. That's what I meant. Spades.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely, Fremine.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clarant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
Oh, yeah?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
It was a little surprising.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic. You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Mm-hmm. Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
Oh, Paimon just remembered that she thought Linny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
Huh. That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
No.
Looks like it, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Another implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely.
Called her out.
Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Okay. Well, I learned about their situation, so who's next?
Time to act.
Woo!
Time to act.
What if Mario, what if Mario was just in a dream? What if it was all just, he was in a coma?
Dream! Traveler, Paimon, you're back!
Yeah! Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
Yeah, we got super hurt, bro.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervulette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being.
Yeah.
Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided.
How did Nervulette know that he was needed here?
Well, Monsieur Nervulette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days.
No.
Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and please feel free to visit the infirmary for a break at any time. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well.
Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know. They're so memorable.
She looks a lot like a
and I've missed them
VTuber.
immensely while you were gone.
I think Siegewind should become a VTuber.
Grab yourself a welfare meal.
I will. Hello, hello. How about welfare meals? They aren't just free, huh? Mm-hmm. Now that I got some tickets, let's see what we can buy. Not much. I'll probably just wait. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the office.
You guys are back?
Yeah, that's right.
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
Ah, and here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
Well...
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about you, you know.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand, enjoying the lovely scenery.
Hey,
Wait,
there's
well...
nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Okay. One more person to visit. The cooldown for my skill didn't start its cooldown because I started talking to them. Bro. How? Why? Time to look at the primordial sluice gate. Pretty. But it looks like I'm not going down that far. I'm just talking to these two.
Jurier, Miss Siegewind told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Jurier, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Yep. That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Not at all!
They're lying. Now we talk to Rosalie boy. I'm on your desk. I'm on your desk. Oh,
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's going to work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Paimon.
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Well, it's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But
Damn, I
besides
want a
that,
milkshake
our
now.
head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these
Can I
from
get a milkshake at
Sigewinne
this
too?
hour?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
Is food still covered?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Yeah.
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Goes to prison. Oh man, I sure hope I don't have to stay here long. Gets a free pass out. Well, why don't we stay a bit longer? I'm gonna message my friends. Return to the dormitories to rest. Alright. Bow. 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 How long has this been going on, Doctor? Silent type, huh? Meow. Meow. Meow.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
It feels like a huge weight is off our shoulders. It feels like we've regained our freedom.
Being free sure feels pretty special now.
Paimon, is there something you'd like to say?
Huh? How did you know?
Because you usually just immediately fall asleep.
Hey, that's not true. All right. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all. It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah, we're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Let's slow down there,
Just
Buckaroo.
making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too. The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary. We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine, so don't worry, Paimon.
Alright then. Good night to you, traveler.
Good night. retro dream. Oh my god. He really didn't make it out. Holy crap. We gotta go save his butt. Dang. Is that it for now? That's it for now? Oh my god, I have to wait for the next Archon quest? Alright, well, gives me time to do other stuff, but holy crap. Epic. I can't wait to see how this child story plays out. Upgrade my constellation. Grab my free wish. Ta-da! We are saving our wishes in Primos for better characters. Maybe Farina, if she's good for Unedited. But more likely...
Okay, let's get going. The next location on my list...
Story quests.
Really far away.
I can unlock and claim. But everybody's unlocked. Now I just gotta play through them. And then side quests. Dang, it feels good to be caught up. I haven't been caught up in a long time in this game. Actually,
It's been a while since we last saw
I think
Nervalette.
ever.
Paimon wonders what he's been up to. Paimon has so many questions
Yeah, I think
about
this is the first time I'm actually fully caught up Archon story-wise. Alright. 3 of these, learn his blah, blah, blah. Do. Go to the survey. I know about the survey. What's the new notice? Version satisfaction, yes. Daily check-in, I know about that. So nothing new. Alright, well this seems like a good place to stop right here. So... that'll be it.